This story was sent to me by one of my patrons by the name of Derek Talley. Shout out to him, by the way, for sending me this article and this story that I've never heard of before until today. And this is something that actually stems all the way back to 2015, but more information has come out now. So this story right here is the epitome of self-hate, and most likely the story of the extremely tragic quote unquote mulatto. I don't like really saying that on my channel unless I necessarily have to, but in this case, I definitely have to. So this guy's name is Willie Martin. He's 27 years of age, and back in 2015, this man killed his father with a baseball bat, and it said they killed two other men in the same fashion because he hated that he had black in him. He hated that he had a black father. He most likely wishes that he was completely white. Most likely his mother could have been white, but I'm not sure what the ethnicity of the mother is, but I'm only going to assume for now, until they specify for sure that she's white, that that's what he wanted to be. So that's the definition of self-hate. The title actually reads, biracial ex-baseball player who hated that he was black convicted of murdering his African-American father and two other men with a baseball bat. That's what it says. The biracial former minor league baseball player who allegedly hated that he was black was convicted on 3 counts of first-degree murder for killing his black father, his father's brother-in-law, and a bystander in 2015. So this guy killed his dad, his uncle, his dad, not his uncle, his dad, and another family member in this bystander who I'm only going to assume was most likely black as well. Shortly after 6 p.m. on September 17, 2015, Willie Martin, age 27, went to his father's home in Corona, California, and used a baseball bat to beat to death his father, 64-year-old Michael Martin, and 51-year-old uncle Ricky Lee Anderson of Corona. Oh, okay, I had it right. And 62-year-old Barry Swanson of Riverside, who was installing a security system at the home to keep Martin out. So just hearing that part right there lets you know that this guy most likely had some kind of a streak to him, and his dad must have known something in order for a security system to be installed in order to keep him away. Immediately upon arriving at the home, Brandon smashed his wheelchair-bound father's head in with a baseball bat, killing him instantly. I would bet, considering he used to play baseball, so he's one swing of that bat and that's it. And how cowardly of him, not only to kill his father, but his dad's in a wheelchair, so his dad can't even defend himself. He says, the ADT alarm installer, Barry Swanson, tried to stop the attack. Brandon then attacked Swanson with the baseball bat, killing him as well. Ricky Anderson tried to intervene to stop the attack. Brandon beat Anderson with the baseball bat and dragged him into the garage. Martin had just been released from the Department of Mental Health emergency facility, where he was admitted after making threats against his father. The elder Martin and Swanson died at the scene, and Anderson died 2 days later. Martin was spotted by police early the next morning driving Swanson's pickup truck, which he had stolen after the attack. After officers utilized intervention maneuvers to stop Martin, he ran out of the car and broke into a woman's home while she was still inside. Martin was then taken into custody and the woman was not injured. Last week, the Riverside jury deliberated for less than a day before convicting Martin. The jury also agreed that a special circumstance allegation of killing 3 people at once was also true. Martin was also convicted of auto theft, evading arrest, obstructing a peace officer, and injuring a police canine. They also should have got him on a charge of breaking and entering into a person's home. The penalty phase of the trial will begin Monday. Martin may face the death penalty. His attorney, T. Edward Wellborn, said he shouldn't face the death penalty because he suffers from a mental illness. The victims' families filed a lawsuit against Riverside County for negligence, claiming Martin should not have been released from mental health detention so soon. So so now we're getting into it, because I was wondering why they was installing a security system into the home. So this guy was in a mental facility and they let him go. The father must have found out, and then that's when it happened. That's why listen, if you know somebody has a streak like that, you do not let them out. I don't care how well they claim to be. They are not right in the head, and clearly he is not. And he used to play baseball. So like I said, when he swung that bat on his dad, it didn't take much force for him to kill him on one swing, which is what it sounds like. They said he killed him instantly. The Santiago High School graduate and star shortstop was drafted in the second round of the MLB draft by the Tampa Bay Rays in 2011, then played in the minor leagues until he was released from his contract in March 2015. That could have possibly also had another reason why too. Maybe that he was experiencing episodes when he was playing baseball, because ironically he killed his dad, his uncle, and that security guard in the same exact year, like literally months later after he got released from the team. Martin then moved back in with his parents, with whom he had a poor relationship. According to the lawsuit, Martin had a quote-unquote racially charged hatred of his father. Court documents state that he hated that he was black and used skin lightener. Now, here's the thing. Look at him right here. This is his natural skin complexion right here. So any lighter, he would damn near look white. So like this guy had internal self-hate issues that he said, okay, since I can't take the black out of me the way that I want to, and I can't cover it up with makeup, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kill the person that brought me into this world and made me who I am. But then again, this might be the effects after the skin lightening. Let me pause it right quick and pull up an older picture of him, because I think this is a more of a newer picture. Let me pull up the picture, I think, from back when this first happened. Okay, now this is an older picture of him. I think this is back maybe around the time when he actually committed the act, because of course you can tell he looks way younger in this picture, or maybe it could have been before 2015. I'm not exactly sure what year this is, because there's quite a couple pictures of him. They even have a high school picture. You know, you take your picture when you're in high school for the yearbook. They even have one of those up there as well, and they look kind of closely related in age. But this is a picture of him. And if you look at his skin tone, even with the flash on, you can tell he looks a little bit darker than he does in the first picture I showed you, because they did say he was using skin lightener, like, well, skin bleaching cream. That's basically what it is. They said on several occasions Martin would use racial slurs against his disabled, wheelchair-bound father and punch him in the head. He also had held scissors against his mother's neck and choked her. A police officer investigated Martin for punching his father in the head multiple times in 2014, but the officer did not make an arrest out of fear it would hurt Martin's baseball career. Bump that baseball career. That man had a violent streak. See, they tried to do the white boy thing on him. We got to think of his future, but this guy was beating his dad, who was in a wheelchair, only to come back the next year and actually finish the job. Like I said, I've never heard of this story before. This is my first time hearing about it. That's why everything is just kind of hitting me like a ton of bricks. And that's the end of the article. That is crazy. I've heard of self-hate before, but I've never heard of a story where a person has so much self-hate that they hated the black part of them so much that they just said, I'm going to take out the black part of me. Not take myself out, but I'm going to take out the black part that brought me into this world, meaning my dad. And then he killed his uncle and then killed the security guard. I mean, not the security guard, the person installing the security system. And also at one point held scissors up to his mother's neck if he was going to kill her. So this guy's just like, he was just a raving lunatic who should have never been out of that institution in which he was already in. But I didn't even know California had the death penalty. Because people down in the comment section tell me I did not know California had the death penalty, not the quote unquote most liberal state. But I can see why they threw the death penalty at him. I can see why. I can see exactly why. But I almost felt bad for him up until learning the reasoning as to why he did it. At that point, I said, yeah, he doesn't, at this point, he doesn't even need to live anymore. He doesn't. He does not. Like, what a cowardly thing to do. to kill your dad while he's in a wheelchair and cannot defend himself. And then you killed your uncle, and then you killed the person installing the security system. You almost killed your mother, and then you broke into some innocent woman's home. And who knows what he could have did to her had they not gotten to him. Like, this guy was going on a streak. And like I said, something must have happened when he got cut from that baseball team. Or maybe they knew that he was off then and said, look, we can't work with you anymore. And then he had his psychotic breaks and episodes. But like I said, if you have a family member that is experiencing something and you feel they need to be institutionalized, the best thing you can do for them is put them into that institution. Do not try to get and seek them, be your own psychologist when you don't know how to handle them. I know that a lot of people, especially when it comes to black people, do not want to do that. But sometimes you have to do that, not only for their safety, but for your safety as well. And they need to find out who that institution is who let him go. And they need to bring up charges against them for letting somebody out who clearly was not ready to be out back in society. Because the minute he got out, the first thing he did was go find his dad and killed him. And that's why, another reason why, because they're getting him on first degree, because he intentionally went there with the intent to kill. And that's exactly what he did. He probably didn't intend to kill his uncle or the person installing security, but because they were there and they were interrupting his mission, even though it was mission accomplished for him, they had to go too. No witnesses. So if they give him the needle, it is what it is. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this very wild story down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.